Good morning. Um, so just since we're covering the fatties today, I'll just let you know that I have had um, a small handful of peanuts, some a small handful of banana chips. I had a hard-boiled egg, a couple scoops of, like 2 bitefuls of cottage cheese, and about 4 pieces of pineapple. That was my breakfast. That's my mukbang, y'all. Let's go back and watch what Karina Kaboom has to say here.
Is this video for sailing and entertainment purposes only? You're dang skippy it is.
Who's your favorite reaction channel? Somebody asked. Karina.
Yeah, Frank, that was a lie.
Isn't this a surprise?
What advice would you give Amber's future girlfriend?
Don't.
Simple. Just don't go there. Bland chili confirmed.
T.
Nurse, clear my schedule.
That's with Karina Kaboom. What's wrong with Karina Kaboom? She's a nice lady. My husband! Life is good. God is great. I don't even believe in God right now.
You doing out here? Hello, everybody. In today's video, for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, you heard it here last, we're going to take a look at Amber's new embarrassing Instagram story. What is Amber Lynn doing instead of showing up to work, to her job? I love it. Honestly, come on. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. I just want to be really, really clear. I don't care if she never works on YouTube again. For me, it's totally fine. I think it's very not really that genuine to your audience to go ahead and not let them.
You know what, though? I've known a lot of internet personalities who just fucking disappear. And they think that they're going to improve their algorithms by having some absence. Because then the platforms will notify their viewer base, hey, look who's back, right? I've seen people use this method.
Know that you're taking a break, and people do worry about her. Just wait until you take a look at this embarrassing Instagram story again about ex-wifey. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. I feel like a girl of 2021 again. Okay, so the second part of this video is Foodie Beauty's new live stream and my reaction to it. She was just...
Karina, I gotta know, like, where are you getting pizza that's uncut? Like, why? Where are you getting pizza that's uncut?
Trashing reaction channels, raging about them, and saying how her cheating husband and his cheating brought them closer together. It's an amazing time to be alive, girls. If you could not tell already by this ridiculous intro. As always, all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be taken seriously. I'm only sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information made public by public figures. I would urge you to please do not go to these people's channels and leave the mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Here's what Amber Lynn is.
Ditto. On that disclaimer, ditto. This is fair use, and I'm just commenting on what I see.
Is actually posting on Instagram instead of coming to work. Someone asked me, what is your weakness? I'm sensitive. Smallest things hurt me. What's your strength? Little things make me happy too. Okay. I could say things about this, but I'm just going to let it go. If a painter or a poet falls in love with you, you could never, okay, go away. Right. Okay. Amber, I know that this is supposed to, now I'm going to say something. I know that you want this to sound like very worldly, very sophisticated. There is 10 years of your work and your effort on YouTube.
Fake.
So it's pointless. This one was my favorite. I don't know how to love small, so if I can't love you a lot, I can't.
Can we call it nationwide?
I don't know how to love small, so if I can't love you a lot, I can't love you at all.
Isn't this a surprise?
This is obviously about her ex-wifey. The woman left you after... Oh, I'm sorry. Before the fourth.
Both of these ladies are a little too old to be acting like this. This is the kind of shit you do in high school. I'm sorry, Amber Lynn, but you don't have these outrageous emotional outbursts online, especially for as large of an audience as you have. It's absolutely ridiculous that you're acting like a fucking teenager.
July weekend fireworks. And she told you that she doesn't want to be your friend. You've continuously stalked and harassed her, in my opinion, texted her, called her. Do you call that loving big? Oh, okay. So basically, in my opinion, what Amberlynn's trying to say is if she can't stalk you, make content out of you, monetize you, she can't love you at all. Wonderful. Terrific. This one is my favorite. I know that she is meaning this in relationships, but this applies here. Effort is attractive. Oh, and my favorite one, but do the aliens believe in me? Well, I don't know if the aliens believe in you, but for some reason they haven't taken you, but they could take me. Any moment the aliens, people from other planets want to take me, I'm willing to go. So Amberlynn is saying that effort is very attractive, right? I think she means in relationships. Here's the thing. All of your exes have put in a ton of effort in your relationships. What kind of effort have you put in? They like, if you want to know why, in my opinion, Amberlynn's exes have dumped her, it's because of the lack of effort that she's put in. Beck literally drove you around in renal failure, did absolutely everything for you, right? Absolutely everything for you. And you're just still trashing them, saying that they're lying about anything that they say. Casey saved you from homelessness. Their family took you in, his family took you in, and you said that Casey's lying. You highly implied Casey's lying, right? Okay. Destiny did everything for you, and you talk negatively about her family. By the way, I think that Wifey, in my personal opinion, has a lot on Amberlynn, and the reason that Amberlynn hasn't trashed Wifey yet is because she still believes, in my opinion, that Wifey will come back to her. Wifey is never coming back to you, okay? Everyone has dumped.
She's that kind of shit person that you date who leaves you with large amounts of debt. My ex-boyfriend from 2012 left me with more than $10,000 in debt that I had paid to accommodate him while he lived with me. Nice work, Amberlynn.
If every single person is dumping you over and over and over again, could it be you? Possibly, okay? Everyone goes through breakups. I'm sensitive to that. Everybody goes through, hard times, and a lot of the times it's not your fault. In this situation, it's clearly her fault. Red flags are us. That's you, Amberlynn. So basically, instead of working, you're posting these embarrassing Instagram stories. Cool. Okay. I'm fine with it. Here's the thing. Like I said yesterday, I think there's nothing wrong with her not working. She is self-employed. I think it's totally fine that she can take off a month for all I care. Take off a week, a month. It's fine that she's not coming to work. This is what she's doing instead of work. So it's a little embarrassing in my opinion. But here's my point. Why have you not reached out to your audience and posted a community page post saying, I am sorry that I failed my schedule. I haven't posted. I apologize. It's the disingenuous treatment towards the audience for me. It's not that she's not coming to work. That is irrelevant to me. What it is because, like I said, she's able, because she's self-employed, not to come to work, and I want to be clear about that. It's the fact that she doesn't tell her audience that she's quitting her own schedule.
Karina, you should cover Eugenia Cooney, because she just fucking disappeared because she got age restricted. So she's making no content. No content.
Supposed to upload every other day. She quit her own schedule, or she took a hiatus from it. She's very busy. It's the fact that you didn't tell your audience where you were disappearing to. That's the disingenuous part. By the way, I wanted to say something. You know how Amberlynn, and this will be important later, you know how Amberlynn always says that she never gets sick? I mean, it's laughable because she always gets cellulitis, but I'm not talking about that right now. You know how she says that she never gets cold? She's never had the other thing that's going around. I am here to tell you that every single time she takes a week or 2 weeks off, she's sick. She doesn't tell you that she's sick, and that's how she gets away with it. She always lies and says that she doesn't get colds and the other thing that goes around, right? I guarantee she's had it. Guarantee she's had colds when there's nothing wrong with having a cold.
Well, and also she is way conservative and probably did not get vaccinated. So she's probably had COVID multiple times at this point. I can tell you that I actually have not been sick since 2019. Not that kind of sick. I haven't gotten the flu. I haven't gotten COVID. I haven't had anything since 2019. That was the last time I actually had a flu. Um, but at the same time, I've had 5 shots at this point. I just got my third booster on Thursday. And, I also still really limit how much time I spend in like public spaces. I still wear masks when I go to the store or when I go to a hospital or a medical facility. I'm still very cautious in that regard. And I don't think this chick cares about any of that. So, yeah, I think it's totally reasonable to assume that if she's sick, she's just going to take time off and not tell anybody.
Or anything else. That's the point. But she always likes to come. I'm 100 on this. It's my opinion, but I'm 100 on this. Whenever she disappears for a week or two, she could be ill. She doesn't want the audience to blame something else for her illness. So she ends up not telling you that she's sick, and you never know about it because she doesn't post for weeks on end. That's how she gets away with that, by the way. Also, I wanted to show you what's going on her TikTok. Okay, it's photos of you. Beautiful photos. So what's going on TikTok is that she became really, really happy that she, went viral, right? She's so happy that she went viral, in her opinion. 1 million views is a lot, but it's definitely not a lot for TikTok, and it's not going viral, but whatever. Okay. So here's what happened. She made this inappropriate TikTok that we're not going to talk about, and she got 1 million views, 1 million likes on it or whatever, or something. Yeah, 1 million. Likes on it or whatever, or something. Yeah, 1 million. 1 million views. Okay. So here are her views after that. 1 million, 76,000, 27,000, 20,000. So that's the amount of views that she's getting. So it didn't even go double or anything like that backwards. You're now back to your regularly scheduled views because I think that she thought that if she were to get a large audience, this is what I think is going on. I think that she thought if she could just expose her brand of lying or whatever, if she could just show herself to 1 million people on TikTok, she would get hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok. Following that, it doesn't work that way. Your views have plummeted because there's no substance to your content, not even on TikTok. And TikTok I feel like most people just joke around on TikTok. Some people do useful content, but
Karina's completely correct here. I mean, I haven't even been covering the Amber Lynn stuff lately because it's all fights with her exes, and there's every time she does her own content, it's just a waste of space. It's really mindless live streaming. I don't need to see you go into bingo with your mom for 2 seconds or to the casino for 2 seconds. This is not even spending any quality time in any of these locations. And then you go home and you drink your buzz bombs and watch a movie. How is this exciting for me?
Amber, the thing about YouTube is, with YouTube, this is my opinion, you don't actually need to provide anything of substance as long as there's an audience for it, right? And you can easily get paid. On TikTok, it's way different. The paying situation is way different, and you have to get millions and millions and millions. Keep trying, sweetheart. But I just wanted to show you what she's doing instead of working. Continue not to work. It's actually great with me, so good luck with that. Just keep this in mind, okay? My opinion is she's hiding a lot. And every single time she tells you, and this is important, that she never gets sick, she never had this, she never had that. Yes, she did, while she was away from YouTube for a week to 2 weeks, where you wouldn't know if she was ill anyways. Rinse, lather, delulu, Kermit, repeat. Well, this is why Foodie Beauty is always more searched and more interesting. Okay, wishing Amberlynn all the best. That's what she's doing instead of work. Okay, let's move on to Foodie Beauty. This is a live stream she posted the other night. She was raging about reaction channels and talking about how her cheating husband and the cheating has brought her and her husband closer together. Rinse, lather, delulu.
My community post made you laugh? Good. That's my intention.
Way to take the oxygen out of the room in order to help yourself. So the theme of this whole thing is this.
Both these women are so emotionally underdeveloped that they're acting like teenagers. And they're doing really, it's almost like they had head trauma. There was a client that we had in one of the salons I worked in back in the early 90s who was in a pretty serious car accident. And she was a teenage girl. She was sitting on the lap of her boyfriend while they got into an accident, and both of them went through the windshield. They both landed on the pavement, and his head cracked open, so the brain swelling was allowed, like it had space, right? So he didn't have any traumatic side effects from this because his head did split open, and so he had some space for his brain to heal. Her head did not crack open, and so she ended up having some brain problems as a result of this. It's really buggy right now because it's been raining, you guys. What ended up happening is that she became incredibly promiscuous, and there was definitely some developmental delays and stuff that were visible in what happened to her. Her parents had to make sure she was on birth control so she didn't get in trouble. It was a big deal. These two women act like they've had head trauma for real. They've had some sort of massive things that happened in their youth, in my opinion, in my estimation, that affected their overall developmental delays and personality disorders. I can't say that any of them have what they are self-diagnosing themselves with, and I can't even say that my assessment is correct. But I mean, that's what it looks like to me, is that they have some huge personality disorders that probably formed somewhere in their teens.
When there is somebody or something that is bothering you, and you've tried everything, which, by the way, I don't even recommend trying everything. I just recommend ignoring the person. Will eventually go away. This is just advice for anyone struggling with anything. In this case, reaction channels won't go away, but permanently ignoring reaction channels would only make it best for Chantal and Amber Lynn. But they can't, because deep down inside, Amber, in my opinion, is a narcissist, and Foodie Beauty actually thinks she's not doing anything wrong. So that's even better. I don't know which one is better. Anyways, okay. Foodie Beauty posted 3 community page posts where she was raging against FFG and another reaction channel. That little statement, my community page post made you laugh. Yeah, that was the point. This is about these few community page posts. I can't even post all of them. I'll try to post like maybe 2 of them and I've had to obviously edit them for context, because you are not allowed to say what she said in those community page posts. It's against the TOS. The point of the community page post is like pretty much the only thing I can say that she wrote in it is that Girl World projects how, like, this is what Chantal is saying, that Girl World is projecting how they feel about themselves onto Foodie Beauty. That's not true at all. Listen, everybody has a different style and a different way of what they want to talk about, what part of drama they want to talk about, whatever. This is my thing, okay? Her point is that how dare FFG say anything about her looks and all this other stuff, okay? If you don't like FFG, and if you genuinely, truly didn't want her to be as successful as she is, you would stop talking about her. But you are obsessed with FFG, and it's a mutually beneficial social media relationship. FFG talks about you, makes a lot of money. You talk about FFG because it's all you have to talk about. Right now, remove the reaction channels. Here's why Foodie Beauty will not take the air out of the room. What I mean by that is, if you want something to go away, at least emotionally for you, because it may not go away physically, like the reaction channels are going to continue to talk about her, to be fair, whether she responds to them or not. What you want to do to emotionally remove something from bothering you is to never talk about it again. The best way to get rid of a fire is to suffocate it, okay? Yeah, they'll still continue to talk about you, but you have to permanently not respond and not be bothered by it. In this case, we know that Amber and Foodie are bothered by it. Amber is a little bit better at hiding it, because what Amber likes to do is just completely do everything behind the scenes, while Chantal is very in front of the scenes. That's why Chantal is more popular with making videos, because it takes a lot to understand what's happening behind the scenes and to be able to sniff out somebody who's disingenuous than somebody who is like very like Foodie Beauty upfront. Okay. So, these community page posts are against the TOS. Foodie Beauty will eventually delete them. The more energy and the more attention you give to French Fry Girl, the more money she makes. I suspect that the reason that Chantal talks about reaction channels is right now, if you remove all the reaction channels, and as far as from Foodie's videos, like if Foodie Beauty stops talking about reaction channels, what will you talk about? You know yourself that drama sells, and the only way you could get real views is with drama, right, Chantal? Right. Okay. So after your boring Cover California is right. Okay. So after your boring mukbangs and your walks across the street or whatever you're doing, what are you going to talk about? The reason that she doesn't stop FFG from talking about her, the reason why she continues to engage this entire live stream that I'm talking about right now, is all about her raging against reaction channels. It's more, Chantal, let's just be honest here. It is way more than you just retaliating. I admit it's definitely about retaliation. They talk about her. She talks about them. And also, like, it's common sense that when we talk about people, they will hate us. I've already said that many, many times in the past. I get that. That's just the nature of the business. That's just the thing. I get it. That's how it is. Okay. But it's more than just retaliation in this case, in my opinion. I believe that Chantal is talking about French Fry Girl and the reaction channels simply because she has nothing else. And if she stops, she won't even get the 10,000 views. It's my...
Well, I would go further than that and say that it's emotional. Because she's clearly triggered by it. She knows that she has a large channel. She's got a lot of views. She's making money off this. And there are a lot of people who are disturbed by her content and have something to say about it. And to her, she's like, who the hell are you to say something about my content? You know, the way I feel is this. You want to say something about my content, say it on your own channel, fine, whatever. Just don't come onto my channel and unload your fucking wrath in my comments.
At their expense for a change.
Yeah, at their expense. She's talking about that she's like trashing reaction channels because she feels trashed. Chantal, so what? So what? This is the bottom line, and I know what I'm talking about here. If I didn't know what I was talking about, I wouldn't say it. When you are disliked, it doesn't matter what you say back, so just stay quiet and protect your peace.
Might be your lucky night. Thanks for nothing. Well, she hasn't looked in a mirror in a long time.
Maybe she's busy at the bank. Are you jealous that you used to make $20,000 a month and she probably makes that? I don't know how much she makes, but I just wanted to say this. I think that Chantal talking about other people's looks with TOS, honestly.
You know, for somebody who was making $20,000 a month, why doesn't she own any property? Why is she living in a one-bedroom apartment? Like, what the fuck is wrong with her and her spending habits? 2-bedroom condo right here with 2 baths, okay? My car in the garage, my 2-car garage, is fully owned. And I'm pretty close to owning my condo. And I've never been a live stream superstar, so I just how do you make 20,000 a month and you have nothing to show for it at the end of it? Like, for fuck's sake.
Chantal, you don't want it done to you. When it's done to you, you're upset. Why would you do it to other people? What does it matter what these women look like? The only thing that matters is what they say, okay? I think you should stop talking about other people's looks. It's against the TOS, Chantal, and you're never going to get your plaque. And what does it matter? What does all of this matter? It's just about drama and making money for the both of you. You're just jealous she's making more than you.
Do you feel closer to your husband after everything you guys went through? Yeah, for sure. Anything for you.
So she just said that she grew closer to her husband after he cheated on her while she was in the hospital, after he asked a random girl on the internet to come and live with him for 2 weeks. And
yeah, but let's be real. She was never actually in the hospital. She never actually went to the eye doctor. That's why she still doesn't have glasses. She was hanging out with Pete's that day, getting high, because she already knew this was going on. And she was probably raging with her best buddy while she was processing that he was having this online affair. And the only reason she had her faux outrage was because it got exposed by the mistress.
After he degraded Chantal's looks to this woman. Okay, so all you really got from that situation is that this man was possibly employed in Cleveland at the many companies. One of them was the Steamers, and now he's not interested in you, Chantal. The fact that, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're out here saying that your husband betraying you and degrading you to other women has made you two grow closer, you're either lying to, well, we know
he doesn't even live in the same place as her anymore. It sounds very much like they're renting both apartments. The blue couch is still up in the old apartment, and that's where he is. That's what it sounds like to me. Because she just did a live stream talking about how they haven't disposed of that furniture yet, and that it's in a storage room. Really? Okay, how do you afford a storage room? And how did you get that moved out? And in this new apartment, how come you're cooking for him but he doesn't show up? And you can see out the window that you're at a different level than you were in the previous apartment. So it's definitely not the same apartment. So now we have 2 apartments that she's renting, allegedly. And he's always in the gaming room. What's the fucking gaming room?
you're lying to us, but worst of all, you're lying to yourself.
We learned a lot about each other, actually.
Steaming strategies?
As a Muslim, obviously, I love Ramadan. I don't even believe in God right now. You know there's like people are like, oh, she didn't fast. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
Hi, me again. Okay, so I was actually gonna remove this entire part from my video. I'm literally sitting here and I'm like cutting it up, like removing that part. And I wasn't gonna say anything, but at this point, I really must say something. So I just want everybody here to know that I was going to not say anything because I felt that it was pointless to say anything. When someone says to you, you don't have any proof of what you're saying is true, this is the easiest way, in my opinion, to tell that they are lying to you. And I will explain to you why. If someone is accused of something that is blatantly untrue, like something outrageous, the easiest thing to do is either not to say anything because it's so blatantly untrue, everyone will know it's not true, so don't respond, or to clearly, vehemently deny it. The answer, Amber Lynn says this all the time too, you have zero proof, you have no proof. When somebody says you have no proof, they're telling on themselves. It's the liar's carpe dentum, seizing the teeth, okay, or carpe frogum, seize the frog. The point is this, she's lying. And besides the obvious reason of her lying, of her just telling you recently she didn't believe in God, clearly mistreating people, being very vicious online, being very mean-spirited on the internet, okay? If you really believed in your religion, you wouldn't do that. That's my opinion. Second thing, it's obvious that she celebrated Christmas. It's obvious that she celebrated Halloween. It's obvious that she's going against her religion 700 times. But that's not how I know. Never mind that I've already said it. I've been polite this entire year. I'm trying to be as polite as possible. This is all smoke and mirrors. She's not who she says she is. And I'm not going to say anything disrespectful here about fasting. What I want to say here is that when somebody tells you you have no proof of what you're saying about me is true, that means that they did it. So you know what, Chantal? No, I don't believe that you ever fasted. And the reason that I mainly know that, besides that my brain cells come together and buy a bridge of Kermit's and they work, is because you just said, oh, you have no proof I didn't fast. Chantal, if you fast, all you have to do is just stop addressing it because it's so outrageous that somebody would accuse you of that, or just vehemently deny it and say, look, this is complete and utter Kermit BS. This is not true. But you're saying people have no proof. You know what that means? You can't prove it, so I got away with it.
What happened? You lost it on your community tabs. Losing it, it's just like giving them a taste of their own medicine. If I'm losing it with my one post, what is that called that they do every day?
Here's a basic lie. She posted 3 separate times. I showed it to you. Why would you lie about something that can easily be traced back? You posted 3 times. Also, here's a wild idea. The people that you speak of, they're not going to get into trouble, even if they do. Like, I don't know. Okay, listen, John and I get into trouble, even if they do. Like, I don't know who's breaking TOS, and I don't care. I'm going to say this. Chantal has an audience that has literally gotten her channel, removed before, so I'd be more careful. Newsflash, people don't get treated equally on YouTube, just like in life. I would stop. I would quit while you're not ahead, Chantal. I would stop talking about these reaction channels, and here's why. First of all, you have no ground to stand on. If you don't like being talked about, why are you talking about them? It's not giving them a taste of their own medicine. It's padding.
You're literally directing people to watch us, which is fine. You can do that.
It's making people richer. Like, if I talked about Foodie Beauty every single day and she was my bread and Kermit, I guarantee you that I would be posting 3 to 4 times a day. I can't do that. I don't have that. I can't do that. But if it was that I had gotten an audience through Foodie Beauty, oh, I'd be posting 4. I think I'd probably be live all day if I could get away with it, because she just gives reaction channels so much content. It's what we talked about before. In yesterday's video, she is playing right into it. Possibly because she needs them to talk about her so she can talk back and have some type of content.
For hours raging, you know?
How do you know that they're raging about you for hours? How do you know, Chantal? How do you know? You have extensively said that you don't watch this. How do you know that they are raging about you for hours if you don't watch it? The answer is she does watch. It's her whole life. It's Amber Lynn's whole life. Here's a wild idea, Chantal. I know that Chantal is way better at this than Amber Lynn, so I'm going to put it to you this way. When you are seen as a liar, you lose all credibility. I know that Chantal doesn't have any, but I just want you to understand, Chantal, every single time you lie, you chip away at the amount of people that believe you. Amber doesn't, because no one believes Amber. But keep in mind that Amber Lynn has still a section of people that believe whatever she says and just agree with whatever she says. You don't really. So I'm just saying, stop the lying, or don't. Either way.
Life is good. God is great. Thing I've ever said about anybody, like especially reactors, has been in self-defense. I never come for people and sit there and make fun of them for not being fertile. Oh yeah, I did hear one thing she said.
Yeah, you have come for people. You have. And your attacks are pretty vicious. Generally, the React channels are talking about what you're talking about. You know, I'm going to diet this way. My doctor told me to follow this diet. You know, I'm going to make sure that my blood sugar's at the right levels. Everybody's just, you know, watching and being like, oh, crap, she failed again. She failed again. And on top of it, she insulted us further by doing a mukbang with an enormous amount of food. And then 2 days in a row, he complained of stomach pangs, right? The Taco Bell mukbang upset your stomach, and then the pot pie. Why do you think that that would hurt your stomach, Chantal? Overeating like that? Why do you think that might hurt your stomach?
And I shouldn't address this, that she should come to Kuwait to have a husband. I'm pretty sure that she makes fun of me for having to pay for a man. I'm pretty sure all those super chats are going on that for you, my friend, and not on a new house. Because there's no way anyone...
Suspicion always haunts a guilty Kermit. Let me see if I can get this straight. Chantal continuously preaches and praises inner love, inner beauty. She continuously says how, she has had many boyfriends. She's married now. If you believe she's married, then, I have a Bridget Kermits to sell you. But, she says that she was able to get so many men, and she says that anyone can go on the internet and find love, and that, you need to find somebody to love you for you, and all this other stuff. So, Chantal, here's my question, okay? You've been very rude and offensive in your video right now, but I'm not going to be, and I'm going to, well, unless you're offended by Kermits. I'm going to ask you this question. Why is it that you can find love and other people can't if you don't deem them worthy of what you believe worth is? Why is it that you preach to your audience? Didn't think I was going to go there, did you? Why do you preach to your audience that anyone can find love, but this person can't? Why? Why not? Also, the argument that your husband would never be with your detractors is laughable because he literally found a girl on the internet. Because he literally found a girl on the internet that he had no idea who this person was, and in a matter of just a few days asked her to come live with him, degraded you to her, and said that he was in love with her, and he wouldn't touch your detractors?
1 minute they're like, she has to pay for a man. Then she went on this like deluded rant about how my husband was like, he realized that I can't do anything for him. So then why would he want me at all then? Why would I be back here? What's he getting out of it?
My opinion is that a romance scam is different than other scams. It literally depends upon desperation entering the room before the person does. And that's you, in my opinion, Chantal. So you give him money and provide a way for him to live. I do not believe it, in my opinion, not a fact, that he works. His friend just exposed him. His friend did an interview, said that he doesn't work. But let's just say that he does. He has more opportunities with you being with him than he does without you. And I want you to explain why you gave him $9,000 in the beginning of the relationship. I want you to explain why you're staying with a man that degraded you.
Yeah, why do you keep buying men? Why do you keep doing this? Like, anybody can get a man if you go on like Tinder, right? I have never found a boyfriend on a dating app. Not once, Chantal. I'm turning 50 this year. And I have met men throughout my life, in person, online, in social settings, not dating apps. During the pandemic, over like Zoom meetings and stuff. But certainly not by trying to desperately search out love on a dating app. And definitely not by offering to pay for them. That's so crazy that you do that. I mean, you say that you are happy with your appearance. You're happy with you have like all this self-worth and stuff, but it's like the exact opposite of what you're projecting. What you're projecting is self-loathing, that you need to pay for love, that you have to provide income for these men. in order for them to actually be with you. And even then, it's not quite clear that they're actually in a romantic relationship with you. It's a very bizarre setup.
And the way that you look to a random stranger. He needs you there, not for the love that he doesn't feel for you. He told you that he didn't love you right away, and he proved it with this cheating thing. He needs you there for the long haul of the scam, my opinion.
There's no love, there's no marriage, there's no... You know what I mean? Like, they contradict themselves all the time. The whole situation, I'm over it. Like, it doesn't bug me anymore. Like, I get over things, some things, very quickly. You know, at the end of the day, it's our business, you know, so we're just dealing with it very privately. Did you see Zach?
That's very interesting that she says that, because apparently there were a lot of commenters in FFG's chat the other day who were saying there's evidence going back for years that Chantal actually has had a shit fetish herself. And that's why this whole thing makes sense.
Michael complaining, talking about acting like a weird, I don't know. I saw a clip of him like talking about Amber Lynn liking beef patties with Vidalia onions. Like, these people's content is, they have nothing. Nothing. And what are you talking about Amber Lynn for? You have camel. I hate them all. I'm kidding.
I don't know what this thing about camels is with Zach. I don't even know what she's talking about as far as why Zach is not allowed all of a sudden to...
Camel toe is a reference to when you have like a leotard or a unitard on that is going up your vagina, and it looks like a camel toe. This is something that was pretty common in the 80s during like jazzercise and cats, shit like that. And so I have no idea how she's making that reference to a React channel, a male React channel, who probably only shows, if he shows himself, only shows himself from like the waist up. Not getting it.
Talk about Amber's beef patties and putting some onions on it, but I know my cue when I find one and when I hear one. Since we're talking about onions and garlic, Chantal, maybe you should tell your newfound friend Amber Lynn that continuously consuming garlic and onion reverses the effects of pineapple. Thanks, Chantal.
I saw a clip of her like on your mama's stream. But
you're lying. You watch all of the reactions yourself. You may watch him too, yeah. But no, you see how like she has to justify, oh, I saw a clip of her. I saw a clip of this person. I saw a clip of this person. Stop. You watch these people. Chantal, if this video proves nothing else that you're obsessed and need these people for content, like you believe they need you for content, you watch them. You watch these people.
Like, they think that being the worst thing you can be. Like, the problems I have, my health, I can fix those things. You know, I can lose weight. I feel blessed that I'm strong enough to handle everything.
This is not an example of you handling anything.
And she needs to stop using the last name of Reed in her sock accounts, because she's trying to throw shade at Amber Lynn, and that's not cool. If she's supposed to be your friend, that's not cool to create a bunch of sock accounts with the last name Reed. Not cool.
The way to handle things is to stop talking about it. So the best way to suffocate a fire is exactly that, suffocate a fire. If you really want to get rid of an emotional fire, it's a metaphor, something that really bothers you or someone that really bothers you, stop giving them energy. Stop pouring things into the fire. Stop talking about the person, and they will disappear from your mind, and sometimes they physically disappear as well. The best way to get rid of something is to stop giving it energy.
Every lunch for the past 2 months, I've been eating
energy and life by talking about them, whatever it is. Okay, I don't think that anyone should be talked about for the way that they look, and I don't judge people on their looks. I think it's wrong. But Chantal, judging you based on your actions, I think that the majority of the criticism that you get is clearly warranted. And deep down inside, I think you know that's true.
Listen, I would rather be bedbound than bound and have her
Honestly, I really don't care. I'm going to put it to you this way. I'm going to stop it here because maybe we'll do a part 2. This video, I had to cut this video down a lot and I had to edit it a lot because she says a lot of really inappropriate things about reaction channels that's against the TOS. So I've taken that out. What I will say here is this. So basically, if you feel that your life is amazing and these people's criticism is completely irrelevant, then the thing to do is not to respond to it or discuss it. I know that people may think that I'm wrong, or maybe this is like the most simplest thing.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, she would have less to deal with if she didn't come after the reaction channels. She should just take the feedback and apply it. But she's unwilling to do that because she's that stubborn that she can't hear what we are all saying about her content, about how boring it is, about how disgusting it is at times. And she cannot apply that feedback and actually do things to improve herself.
Simplest things are true. The easiest way to remove something you don't like from your life is to remove the air from the room. It's a metaphor. You need to get rid of something. So you need to stop breathing life into it, into the idea. What Chantal does is breathe life into the idea that she is bothered. She is bothered. But just because you're bothered about something doesn't mean you need to let people know. And by the way, if you really want to stop being bothered over a person, over an idea, over whatever's going on in your life, you need to let it go. And it sounds much more easier than it is to do. But here is how to let go. Okay? Here's how to let go of anything. Anyone, anything. You must stop talking about it, or them, or him, or her, or the idea. And you need to take when you stop giving something life, you stop breathing life into it, the energy is depleted from the source of what's bothering you, and they eventually will stop. If they don't stop physically doing whatever they're doing that's bothering you, they will emotionally stop bothering you. And that's the point. Chantal, you have clearly shown us in this video that you are obsessed with reaction channels and watch them all day. And the situation with your husband is way more serious than the reaction channels. He will cheat on you again. He's a cheater. In my opinion, he's a clear liar. And in my opinion, he never loved you, doesn't now. Get out now while you still are able to find someone else. Go home, work on your health, and find a man that really loves you. They're out there. All right, that's all I had to say about this topic. I wish everyone mentioned today all the best.
Thank you, Karina. Great content. I mean, covering these train wrecks is kind of stressful a little bit. Not terribly, like not to the point where I wouldn't do it, but it's sad. I wish her the best. I would like her to have that positive health arc like Jamal. Jamal's doing really well. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see her stop bringing her personal drama into her live streams and her chats and everything. I get it. She's going to get a lot of questions. But just like I've said to when I've covered the Eugenia Cooney content, is that you don't have to read the negative comments. You don't have to. You can skip those over. You can ban those people. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to make that the focus of your live stream. Oh, I'm so persecuted, right? All I can say is I'll keep covering the train wreck as long as it's rolling down the tracks or sliding down the tracks towards its ultimate demise. Like, I'll keep covering it.